This is the continuation video of access specifier. Uh, I in previous video I have discussed case 4. Due to some reason I couldn't show you the output. So in the previous video I have discussed what is these all things and what I have done here. So in this video I will discuss case 4. So in case 4 I will discuss case 5. In here I want to show just the output of case 4. Here what are we doing, what we are doing, consuming member of class from child class in different project. Okay, we have two projects currently. In the solution we have access specified demo. This is the project, and this is the another project, access specifier 3. Okay, and this 4 class is come under the access specifier 3. The class 4 is come under the project access specifier 3, and we are trying to access the program class that is come under the access specifier demo project, and we are trying to access these all method with the different scopes, with different access specifier means visibility. All are discussed in previous videos. So what happened? Only three method, test 3, test 4, and test 5 is accessible. Okay, why test 1 and test 2 is not accessible? Because test 1 have private access specifier and test 2 have internal access specifier. Private access specifier is used on test 1. That's why private this test 1 is only accessible within the same class in which class this is defined. Okay, for the private and internal, here for test 2, that is internal. Internal means within the same class or outside the class, but within the same project this test 2 is applicable or accessible. Okay, and here we have used public. That's why we can use this program in different projects, means global scope. If you use nothing here, then that means by default access specifier is internal. Internal means within the project. Okay, so private we can't access outside the class. Okay, and internal we can't access outside the project. Within the project we can access. Okay, that's why in the class 4 test 2 and the test 1 is not accessible, because this is the different project. Internal is test 2 have internal access access specifier. That's why that is only accessible within the access specified demo project. And private means only accessible within the same class. That's why 1 and 2 is not accessible outside the access specified demo project. Okay, so test 3 and test 4, test 5 is accessible here. And what are the access specifier of this 3, 4, 5? 3 have protected means this can be accessed within the same class in which that is defined, and within the child class, either in the same project or different project. Okay, this is the protected means that can be accessed within the same class in which the protected member is defined, or within the child class, either same project or different project. This is the different project. Okay, that's why test 3 is accessible. And protected internal means this is the combination, protected and internal. This is the combination of protected and internal. This test 4 is accessible. Why? Because we have protected, either protected or internal. In both, if anyone is valid, then that can be accessible, because protected is accessible in different project. That's why this also test 4 is accessible. Okay. And public means global, this is also accessible. Okay, that's why 3, 4 and 5 is accessible. So we will see the output. Just run 3, 4 and 5. Protected test 3, protected internal test 4 and public test 5. These are accessible. Now we can see another case. Here what we are doing, consuming member of class from child class in different project. We can access by the two way. Any class member we can access by the two way. One is by the child class, creating the child class using inheritance we can access, just like here. And second one is the using instance we can access. So I will add another class here, class 5, 4 and 5, just creating 5.cs. Now just copy the case. Consuming member of class from non-child class in different project. We don't currently in this we don't create the child class from non-child class in different project. This is a different project. So here we have a method public static void static void main, and just create the instance of the program class. Program p equal to new program. Just create the instance of program class, and using the instance variable, which one method is accessible, only test 5 is accessible now. Okay, p dot test only 5 is accessible. Why is 5 is only accessible, I will discuss only this. Okay, just uh, properties, startup object access specifier 5. I want to run this 5, class 5. Okay, so consuming member of class from non-child class in different project. Okay, we are accessing different in a different project a non-child class. Then in this case we only able to access test 5. Okay, now this is clear. Private we can't access, because private is only accessible within the same class in which that is defined. Outside the class within the same project, private is not accessible. Within the same class, only private is accessible. So private is not accessible. Okay. Internal, what about internal? Internal means this can be accessible within the same project. Either we can access within the same project, either in the same class, non-child class or child class. Within the same project we can access. Okay, but outside the project we can't access. So private is not accessible, because here in 5 this is the different project access specifier 3, then one is not accessible due to private access specifier. Internal is also not accessible because of internal access specifier. This is only accessible within the same project in which that is defined. Okay, that's why we can't access private internal member also in the different project. Okay, and what about protected? Protected can only be accessed within the same class in which that is declared. Our child class we can also access either in the same project or different project. In different project we can access test 3 is accessible in different project because of child class. Okay, and in case of class 5 we are not creating the child class, we are accessing in non-child class. That's why we can't access test 3. Okay, test 3 can be test 3 means protected can be accessed within the same class or within the child class, within the same class or within the child class, either in same project or different project. Okay, in different project we can access but from the child class of program class. If we have if this program class is inheriting or creating some child class in different project, if we have created the child class of the program class in different project, then this protected can be accessible. And this protected internal also can be accessible because this is combination. If the protected is accessible, then protected internal also accessible. If internal accessible, then protected internal also accessible. Okay, but here in the case 5 we are not creating the child class. Okay, this is the non-child class. That's why private also not accessible, internal not so also not accessible, prior protected also not accessible, because protected is only can be accessible within the child class or within the same class. Child class either same project or different project. So in class 5 there is no case of child class. That's why test 3 is not accessible. Protected if protected is not accessible, then protected internal also not accessible. Only we are accessing or we are able to access test 5. You got the visibility and about the access specifier. Okay, and in 5 cases I have completed the access specifier things with same project and different project. Each and everything I have done. I have created 3 videos. This is the last I think this is the fourth videos. I have break the big points in different uh, small videos so that easily can anyone can learn and easily can see. So I have implemented that concept in 4 videos. Okay, so I will show the output of this. I have just change the startup projects. So when I run, then test 5 means public method only executed only shows public test 5. Okay, I think you got the point. If any confusion, anything you have not able to understand, then please comment. I will clear your doubts. Okay, that's all. Thank you.